Feeling like a fraud or an imposter can really affect our writing work or our marketing work and bring about quite a bit of doubt. Now, you might be aware of this. You might even be aware of the phrase imposter syndrome and be like, yeah, I got that. But what I want to talk about today is how we can go from that awareness, that feeling like a fake, or that feeling like you're a fish out of water, into actually transforming it so that we can think differently and therefore feel and work differently. So let's dive in. Okay, there are many different ways that I might work with a client around imposter syndrome. So today what I'm going to share with you is an exercise that's based on what I refer to as a presupposition. So a presupposition is something that we choose to assume, and we use this presupposition, this choosing to assume a certain thing, to then create a shift in perspective, and that then changes our experience. So the presupposition that we're going to work with today is the map is not the territory. I find this one really, really useful when it comes to imposter syndrome. So let me first explain, what do I even mean by the map is not the territory? And then I'm going to show you how you can start to use this presupposition to really begin to shift your experience of feeling fake or feeling like a fraud or feeling like you're going to get found out. So we, many years ago, used to believe that the world was flat. And so we had a map. We had a map of the world as flat. So here we can really understand that the map of the world as flat does not actually refer directly to the territory of the world. So we've got this map, and if we live by the map, we're not actually living by the reality of the world. And so the map is going to show us that we get to a certain point and we don't want to go any further because we're going to drop off the edge of the world. So we're going by what the map is telling us, and that's really defining or limiting our life or limiting our work. So imposter syndrome is a little bit like the map of the flat world versus what may be truly there. So for example, we might be writing and we might be thinking that we're not good enough. We want to write a book, but we're not as good as other people. And so we might get found out. We might put our work out there and we might get called out. We might get attacked for being rubbish. Or it might be that we're trying to market something. We might be marketing our books. We might be marketing courses that we teach as writers. And we might be thinking, I feel really fake. I feel really fake selling this stuff. So that's the map. The map is saying, I'm fake, I'm going to get found out. If we take that as the reality, as the truth, we're only going to go so far. And so we're living according to the world is flat. We're living according to I'm not good enough, I'm going to get found out. Rather than understanding that the map was created at a time of limited knowledge. Just the same as when map people, I know there's probably a technical term, but map people created this map of the earth as flat because that was the only knowledge that was available to them. They weren't specifically thinking, oh, I know the earth is round, but I'm going to create this fake map. They were like, based on my experience, this is what I believe. And so there will have been a point in your life where you might have experienced knowing less than other people and thinking, gosh, if people knew that I knew less, then maybe I'd get into trouble. So maybe you're at school and you're thinking, I don't want the teacher to get wind of how little I know of this subject. And so we create this map or this understanding of the world as I need to keep things hidden. Or it might be that you have an experience of feeling a bit fake. You might have been in a certain situation where you felt that you didn't really fit in, or you felt that there was a part of you that might not be appreciated, and so you held that part back, and so you were aware of not really putting your true self forward. And so what happens is we create these maps or these experiences and we keep reliving them. We keep living as if they're true. So how do we start to go from this awareness of feeling fake or feeling like an imposter to actually transforming it? So what we want to start to do is to come back to understanding what the actual world truly is. And so the world in this context is you. So you want to come back to really what is the truth of you, what's the fullness of you, rather than this limited version of the map and what your imposter syndrome is telling you. It's to actually look at the whole complete picture of who you are. So you're noticing when your mind is saying things like, you're not good enough, people are going to find out that you're not who you say you are. And you're actually thinking, okay, if this is not the territory, then what is the territory? And so you will explore who you really are, or what your gifts as a writer truly are, or when it comes to perhaps marketing, what it is that you truly are offering people. Now, this is a real negotiation because I want for you to understand when we're looking at this presupposition of the map is not the territory, it's to actually understand that your map is stored within your mind. And so you've got this map of thoughts in your mind, and your mind is very rigidly trying to stick to these thoughts, much in the same way that if you believed the earth was flat, you would want to stick to that map because you'd be afraid of falling off the edge. But in this circumstance, falling off the edge is what's required because you want to actually fall beyond the map to actually discover the truth of who you are. And so when you find that resistance of like, oh God, I don't know who I am, or I'm really afraid of putting my work out there, it's to actually understand that this is a good place. You've basically come to the edge of your map, and by taking that next step, you're going to discover the true terrain, or the truth of who you really are. So how do we start to take these next few steps? For me, I find journaling the most beneficial way to start to make changes in the mind, to start to build confidence, to start to really shift the way that we see ourselves. And so really simply, it's to, on the page, get really clear about what your experience of being an imposter is, whether it is that you feel like you're a fake, whether it is that you have this fear that you're going to get found out. So you're aware of what the map is, and then I want for you to start to explore what might be beyond that. So what might the true terrain be? So you might take some time and journal on who you really feel within, who you really feel as a creator, who you really experience yourself as in terms of a writer. Excuse me. So you're really exploring what's truly there. Now, my friends, this doesn't come all at once because, again, the mind is going to be resistant. The mind is going to want to stick to the map. The mind is going to want to say, well, I don't know who I truly am. Like, I'm just a fake. I'm just someone who's hiding. So you're going to want to just come at it really gently. But with this presupposition, to keep reminding yourself, these thoughts are not the territory. So these thoughts are not who I truly am. So you're continuing to inquire, well, who am I then? If my thoughts are not who I am truly, who am I? Come back to feelings, come back to what you might imagine yourself truly as. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. When it comes to imposter syndrome, what are those thoughts telling you? So what would you say your current map is? And I want for you to start to explore who you might truly be if you were free from that map, like taking away from you as being a flat world and you as actually being this whole circular world that spins and has many facets. Who might you be when you start to explore all the totality of yourself? And if you feel that you need even more support and even more help as you're doing this work, then I recommend that you come and join us in the Write No Matter What community. You'll see a link below. It's a beautiful, safe community where we are creators, we're writers, we're entrepreneurs, and we're all doing what I refer to as deep inner work so that we can make these transformations and really fulfill our potential as writers and as creators. I'm in the community live every month and it's a free community. You are welcome to come and join us. In fact, we would love to have you with us. So see the link below and find out a little bit more information. Also, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what your current map is and what your true terrain might actually be now that you've begun to have some prompts and you've begun to have the space to explore it. Really loved sharing this one with you today, folks, and see you in the next video. Take care.